Welcome back to Isaac Crypto, where I tell you what trades I'm in and what I'm expecting next for the Bitcoin price chart. Without further ado, let's dive straight into it. So if we were going back to our last video, we were highlighting the key level of support we were in, okay? Now this key level was this level we found a bottom on right now. Now I was speaking about specifically taking a position if we were to find that price would take out these highs and come back down to find support and resume up. So what that looked like for me is we came out and took these highs, came back into the range at the POC, and I'll show you here so you can give it your highlight. POC just down here, and that's where I entered for the resume up, okay? Stop beneath the low. So that's my scalp trade I'm in. So the entry was $86,000 pretty much. And from the peak to the top, it's been 2.5%. I've taken a take profit one because of the simple fact that we have come into a significant level of support resistance. So if you are in a scalp trade from the level I was highlighting in the video, if you did end up taking it, then yeah, I definitely would be taking a take profit one here. So we definitely hit that 88 target, which they were highlighting towards $88,000 here, okay? Now, what is happening next and how are we going to go about this? Because that's what we all want to know next, right, for the trade. So I'm leaving the rest of the trade happen. If I get stopped out of that trade, that's okay. I do have targets to the downside too, which I would like to long. But we'll take it day by day. So if the scalp turns into a good trade, I'll take it into a swing. If it doesn't, then so be it. So what I'm going to do before we get there is just highlight to you what happened in the order flow, because we were looking at live in the time. Specifically, I said if we can claim above this level here, it can push us up higher, because we had a very, very large amount of, longs and so shorts enter the market, 10 million and 11 million. So around about this level here, that's why you saw price bounce up, range up, bounce back down, and then push back up again, because there's a lot of transactions at this place. So those shorts were then closing. So you can see $5 million worth of buybacks here, and 4 million, 9 million, 9 million in this section here. So shorts are realizing, oh, okay, maybe it's not best to hold a short here. So they ended up starting to close. Yeah, and exactly at those levels we were speaking about. So more specifically, what was levels we were speaking about? So we have the Fibonacci pivot there. We had our we had our range here, our very area low plus our volume weighted averages. And then if I go back to the video, we could probably get a better picture of everything. Yeah, so that was that. We also had, we were in the range, we were ranging. So that was something I was highlighting. We were in that current range. We formed a little bottom. And then yeah, it was just a solid level of support. So like I said, level 1, level 2, level 3, those are the levels of support coming in. So if we do find ourselves actually hold here, then you would be looking up to higher prices, to specifically these ones. If we can hold just above the value area low, which is sitting right here. Okay, now if we lose this level, then I have targets lower. Okay, I don't want to see us going in to the value area low and then rejecting out of it again. Okay, so it'd be a fake out into the low, into the range. So how you would view this specifically is this would be your range here. Okay, like this is your value range, and anything that deviates out of that, like this, those are failed auctions. Okay, so they're deviations that take place, and the same thing can be applied here. So if you come in here and deviate and you come back down, well then you'd be expecting this to go down and take this low personally, especially if you fall out of it. Yes, you can have like situations where it comes down and finds the VWAP support around here and goes up again. But, you know, I don't want to be losing these levels here. So really, I mean, the line in the sand would be this level here. You don't want to be losing around $85,000. Basically where I took entry, you don't want to be losing that, okay? Because that's a very, very key level of market structure, which is sitting around here. So that's the line in the sand. I don't want to see it lose this, but line in the sand would be losing this one here in terms of the scalp trade. Then I would just have my stops to break even to where I entered, and I would close that position out when it gets there. That's why take profit one is important, because of the fact that if you look at where volume is residing, so the first level pivot would be there. That's already been hit. The second pivot was here. And then the other pivot was this high right here. So a few different highs, right? High, 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 high. So we've claimed that one. That's turning into support now. We've tapped into this one. So depending on what happens, what usually happens is price boxes up here. Then it usually picks a side. So we might box around here and then bounce up to that and then reject. We'll just have to see how it goes. That's why TP1 is important, and I've secured that already, okay? Again, monthly levels down here. Let's go over that. Weekly levels are over there. Daily levels down there. VWAPs higher. Fair value gap was hit there. Like I said, nothing substantially changed in terms of support. So I would advise you watch the last video, because I went over exactly where those support was. That hasn't changed. So we're in one right now. We have one lower and we have one more lower beneath us. So those are our That's our line in the sand, okay? Now, what I will cover though is resistance. Let's say we do find some significant thrust up here. Let's have a look at what we're looking at here. So on a daily perspective, we've got a daily level up there. On a 4-hour viewpoint, we can see that market structure is definitely in the more bearish side. But let's just slap on a bit of volume and see what is happening from the volume perspective. Okay, so for this specific range here, you can see the value region is 92 and then $88,000. So that's why we're sort of failing to claim into that. Now, if we can claim ourselves into 88, then that would definitely raise us up for $90,000, okay? So that's why I'm leaving the rest of my trade just in case we do get there. And then obviously there's a very nice levels of confluence that is sitting just above us at $92,000. So $90,000, 92, and then where we are currently, basically. So that's why I did take profits pretty much at the highs because of the fact we learned the VWAP. And also, if you want to zoom in on momentum, you can see on the hourly, you're starting to see just the waves forming. So let me show you here. So you had the waves here. That was 1, that was 2, this was 3, and this is 4. So this is 1 right now. That's why it's good to take profits, especially if you get, a 2% moves is very, very good. And like you can take profits on that. And overall, you might make 1% on your trade that you make, but that's still good. If you compound that, that's very excellent, right, over the long run. But that's why I advise you guys to subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to be showing you what I'm doing along the whole entire journey and get more man hours and manpower into the content I produce for you guys, because it means I can produce better quality, make better edits, all that sort of stuff. And I hope you guys are enjoying the edit styling. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel where I tell you what trades I'm taking and what to expect next. Because I hope it's engaging and all that sort of stuff. We just got to push these viewers up. So recommend it to your friends. Let's try and grow this a bit. And if you're enjoying the content, guys, we have the links down in the descriptions for exchanges, for trading. You can follow along with what I'm doing. And yeah, that's perfect. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at now. I'm still remaining in that trade, about half of it still. So over a 1% gain if we do stop me out. But, I'm going to keep my options open if we do trend up higher. And now just for the more local perspective on that, if we just want to zoom in, we can take all this stuff off. So more locally, if we zoom right in on this little range here, what can we see? Yeah, as you'd expect, we're bouncing on the POC. Your line in the sand would be this low here. You can climb above that and go up. You don't want to be claiming this and then reducing it, because that would raise this target here. That would be me getting stopped out of majority of my trade, half of my trade. And then I'd be targeting these lower targets, okay? But that would be a support, so you wouldn't short that. If you were to short anything, you'd have to be here. But I wouldn't want to short that regardless, because I don't like low probability trades. High conviction trades are trades like down here. Trades we were speaking about, just like that, okay? So that's what ultimately is prevailing. So yeah, I hope that's very clear. Order flow currently is rather neutral. Nothing much is standing out to me. What do we have here? So we have, yeah, neutral order flow. Can't say much about that. I hope that's very clear, guys, and I want to see you guys in the next update. I really enjoy making these videos, and to incentivize me to make more, we need to grow this channel up so we can make better content and a positive flywheel where we all benefit from this and we can all, trade the markets pretty well. All right. So without further ado, make sure you do this. Make sure you go to the channel, make sure you subscribe, and then turn the post notifications on so you're aware of every video I make. You can see how I'm timing this market, how I'm doing it. If you want to see Beyond the Block episodes for macro, check it here. If you want to see collaborations with The Moon Show, watch them here in this section here, okay? And the channel's here to subscribe. I'm also making a macro channel where I'm going to go over macro stuff, just talking in my car. Just more low edited stuff, but just more conversational economics, okay? Without further ado, that's all I have to say, fellas. And ladies and gentlemen, catch you guys in the next update. For now, stay safe, and I'm running my trade. Half my trade's taking profit. We'll let the rest run. If we get stopped out, we do. If we don't, then so be it, and that'll be awesome, okay? Without further ado, keep staying along, and I'll see you guys in the next update.